a needlecraft hoop or embroidery hoop or some kind of hoop structure like that metal one I'm showing you there, some ribbons and trims, a lace doily. If you can't find a lace doily, then you can use regular lace, scissors, and more trims. These are great trims I got at Michael's. They're like $1.99 for each one of those packs. And also some wire and a glue gun. Let's start with dream catcher number 1. For this one, I'm going to use the larger needlecraft hoop, and I'm going to take it apart, and I'm going to start with the outside part. And what I'm going to do first is I have some denim ribbon, which I got at Michael's, which is really cool, and I'm going to start wrapping that around. And I put a little dab of hot glue in the beginning, and I'm just going to quickly wrap around all the way. And when you get to the end, you're going to trim it and then put a little dab of hot glue. Hold that down a second, flip it over, and cut it. Now for the fun part. This one's a really easy one. I'm just going to start layering a bunch of ribbons and trims that I really like. So there's all kinds that I found. Some are even sequins. And you do that on both sides. And I did a couple feet long. You can kind of gauge it whatever way you want. Then take your wire and you're going to snip a couple pieces and wrap it around. And you see how I do it about 2 inches down? It's because I like how it's going to show the top of the ribbons kind of flipping over. That's what makes it really cool and artistic. Now you're going to put the doily on the inside of the embroidery hoop, and I'm going to put a little dab of hot glue on each side just to keep it taut. And then you're going to pop the top part over, then flip it over and trim off the excess. Now we're going to flip it over and we are going to add some of the feathers. And you're just going to lay it where you think you'd want them, and then you're going to add them. And you're going to use wire to add some of them, glue to add some of them, whatever you decide you want to use. So snip a few pieces of your wire, and you're going to wrap it around the top of your feather, and then wrap it to one of the ribbons. And on this one, the one that's the lace ribbon, it's kind of a large, it's about 3/4 inch wide, so I decided to hot glue that one down. And then you're just going to continue around your cute little dream catcher and just keep gluing or using your wire, whatever you decide. Now take a little piece of leather that I have. It's about, I don't know, I think I did about 8 inches. And you're going to pull it through the top of the embroidery hoop and then tighten it on at the top. Now if you don't have leather, that's okay. You can use ribbon, it'll look just as cute. Now here's dream catcher number 2. And we're going to use a smaller hoop for this one. I love this one. I did it in a purple theme. So I've added some embroidery floss we're going to use for this one, and also some glass beads. So take the inside of the hoop, we're going to start with that first. Take some embroidery floss and you're going to just tie that to one end and wrap it around like a cobweb. And then you're going to slide on some of the glass beads throughout. And then if you see what I did, I cut it, add a bead, and then I tie on more of the embroidery floss. But that's what looks cool, because like I said, I like to see the ends of everything. So seeing the ends of the floss where you tied it makes it look more authentic, and it also makes it look more artistic. Now take the outside of the hoop, and I'm using that same denim ribbon, except this time I'm using the inside of it. So it's going to be the lighter color. And after I've totally covered that, now I'm going to just add ribbons to the bottom of this hoop. So you're going to just tie on all kinds of ribbons and trims. This is a really cool piece of yarn. I love that yarn. has like little loopies on it, through and loop through itself. So now I have a double piece of that ribbon, and I did that on this one also. And then when you use the larger pieces, you can just glue it and just continue on until it looks fabulous and the way that you want it to look. I love that little sequence ribbon. And then I decided to add some of the denim ribbon that we tied around the whole piece, but I used the dark side. Now I'm going to add some feathers. And on this one, what I did was I took the embroidery floss and I did it at different lengths, and I just hot glued it and wound the bottom of the floss all the way around, and then tied it at different lengths. Now you're going to do the same thing you did on the other dream catcher. Pop the center part in. Add your little leather strap at the top, and that's where you're going to hang it. And you're done.